This is part of the Newtown prison that was there, built in the 1700s, that the Doans were actually housed in. So most people think it's been totally demolished, but there is a section that's still there. And here are shutters from that period found in the building, along with a jail cell door that was supposedly from the basement of the prison that had been moved to the bird in the hand. This is a map of Bucks County. This shows you, what Bucks County looked like in the colonial times, and you can light up and look at where all the houses of the Loyalists and the Revolutionaries lived. You can look at where Bucks County taverns were that related to Doans. These are taverns that the Doans drank in, taverns that the Doans robbed. This is burial sites in Bucks County related to the Doan Gang, and this is Doan Gang robberies that we know about. This is something amazing on loan from the Library of Congress. So this is the original 1788 broadside that was published and handed out in Philadelphia after the execution of Abraham and Levi. This is the gravestone of Abraham Doan. I'll show you something really cool. So this floorboard belonged to the John Keith House. This is the headquarters for George Washington prior to the crossing of the Delaware River in 1776. This is truly the house of decision. This is where George Washington decides he's going to cross the Delaware, hatches the plan. So this is a floorboard that George Washington could have walked across. Ironically, several years later, in 1782, the Doan Gang robs John Keith, who was a tax collector at the time. This is an amazing interior door from what's called the John Tucker House. This is the John Tucker House. And this is the scene of one of the most dramatic Doan Gang robberies. This is actually an incredible animation made showing the John Tucker robbery. This was the home of John Hart, treasurer, October 22nd, 1781. The house is surrounded by the Doan Gang. They burst through the door, hold him at gunpoint, ransack the house. They go into his children's bedroom where he's keeping cash he hasn't taken up to the treasury yet. They take the cash, they take a pillowcase from his daughter, stuff the cash into it. They then get the keys to the treasury, walk up into Newtown, open the door to the treasury, get to a desk, which they have to break open at the time, and they take 1,200 Spanish silver dollars, 400 French crowns.
Show us the desk.
This way. So this is the actual desk that was in the treasury in 1781. So the Doans had keys to the treasury. They didn't have keys to the desk. So when they get inside, they encounter a locked desk, so they have to pry it open. This desk still has the scars of knife marks on the top 3 drawers where the Doans actually had to pry it open. This is an amazing document that is very bizarre. It's not like any typical deed you've ever read, because in the first paragraph, it has nothing to do with property. It talks about the crime of robbery and how John Tomlinson was an accessory after the fact to the robbery of the Bucks County Treasury. It talks about how John Tomlinson is then executed for said crime. And this is a deed seizing his property afterwards and selling it. This is one of the most amazing things we have. Tomlinsons were delivering information to the British. They were acting as spies. This is a map of George Washington's army on the North River in Bergen County, New Jersey, not far from Spy Master John Andre, where he is captured. The original map was found in the Tomlinson home not long after the Revolutionary War, and it's housed in this beautiful case.